Hey everybody, Randy Kertz here for Bass Musician. So this month I would like to talk about a question that a viewer had regarding hyperextension of the thumb. So hyperextension is this motion is extension, sort of the hitchhike motion. Flexion would be this way, and hyperextension would be more so like that. That occurs a lot of times in people who are double jointed, where you can move your thumb around like that, and it's not really a problem, except what happens is the thumb goes further than it normally would, and so sometimes that can strain other structures around it. For example, in this case we'd be talking about the thumb on the back of the neck of the instrument. So in this case, a player with hyperextension is going to go and put their thumb on there, and as you can already see, I've got a little bit more bend than maybe one would normally have, and then also you might put more pressure on there, and that could cause your wrist to bend a little more, which could cause tightness in the forearm, up the arm, etc., as we see. So it's about really awareness of how you're putting your thumb on the neck and how much pressure you're using. Because if you, again, have this hyperextension issue, you're not going to feel pressure like someone with quote-unquote normal range of motion would. In other words, somebody with quote-unquote normal range of motion is going to put their thumb on the neck. When they're squeezing too hard, they're going to feel pressure, which will translate into pain in the thumb or the fleshy part of the palm here. When you've got hyperextension, you're going to be pressing, and you're going to press more, and that's going to cause you to have a little more room and a little more ability to move your hand around, which seems like it may be a good thing, but again, because there's no limitation there and you're already going beyond what the body would normally call for, that can cause extra strain on other structures, again, the wrist, etc. The key is not to just put your thumb like that in compensation too. That's a little much. Trying to keep it as straight as possible would be a good solution, and a little bit of bend is a good solution too, and that's where usually the player is going to feel the pressure. But in somebody that's got that hyperextension, they're not going to feel the pressure, and they're going to go to that full extent and cause, again, extra tightness in other areas. Awareness is really all you can do. You can't strengthen the muscles here in order to make them tighten up and not bend so much. To try to do that would cause other muscles to tighten up in compensation. So really, awareness is just where it's at. We could spend a lot of time talking about where you're supposed to put your thumb or not, and a lot of players have a lot of different opinions about that, and it's really about where it's most comfortable for you. But if we use the sort of classic put your thumb in the middle of the neck or just above the middle of the neck sort of approach, which, whether you subscribe to that theory or approach or not, is one of the most accepted ones, and we can all understand and relate to it, so it's a good reference whether or not you want to use it. Putting the thumb there to demonstrate, again, either the hyperextension, which can cause other problems, or just how to lay your thumb on the back of the neck, which in this case I would say if you tend to have your thumb pressed back more, and that could be genetic, or meaning you were born like that, or it could be you practice a lot and your hand is kind of fallen into that position, whatever it may be. If your thumb moves back more than most, that can cause problems with other structures tightening up, as I said. So if we just are able to put the thumb on there, and before we start, just shake it out, have an awareness of the thumb and where it's at and how much pressure is on the back of the neck, then we're not likely to push in more and have more room to move around, not being sensitive to pressure, and thereby possibly straining our hand, wrist, etc. So again, long story short, if your thumb moves back more than most, just be aware of that when you press on the neck in the first place, and just try to take more of a neutral or an easy, non-pressure, non-gripping position on the back of the neck, and that should help out. And again, when not playing, stop, shake it out, and sort of reset. So hope that helps. Randy Kertz here, always available, www.drkertz.com. My email, drkertz@drkertz.com. Keep the suggestions coming. I appreciate it. And my book, The Basis Guide to Injury Management, Prevention, and Better Health, always available as an ebook at my site or Amazon. Thanks a lot. See you next time. Best of wishes. Bye-bye.